Welcome, Amakhosi Network. Welcome to the channel. Kaizer Chiefs loses to Richards Bay United. And yeah, we're going to be chatting about that and what I thought of the game and which are the weakest links. And yeah, what I really think about Kaizer Chiefs. We'll be chatting about that. But before we get into that, please like, comment, and subscribe. And please subscribe to the channel, everyone. First and foremost, I want to say this. You guys last season, a lot of Chiefs fans were turning against Arthur Zwane. You were shouting at Arthur Zwane, you were blaming Arthur Zwane, and Arthur Zwane, before the season even started, he said these strikers that are here are not good enough for Kaizer Chiefs. Chiefs then brought him up, Mana, and Arthur said no. They're not good enough. Then Chiefs went and brought them Saile. At that point, he was desperate. He had no choice. So what I'm trying to say about this is that the problem that Arthur Zwane identified with strikers like Mana and Christian Saile, he wanted Chiefs to get better strikers. He wanted that. That's one thing he stressed as a coach. He was like, the strikers we have here are not good enough. But because Chiefs management thinks that you can just bump into a good performance and a good striker, they blame someone. They have to find someone to blame. And unfortunately, it was Arthur Zwane. To the game today. Guys, let us be honest with ourselves. Today, Chiefs had a lot of chances and Chiefs actually played well, like using combination, etc. But at the same time, you must understand who they're playing. They're playing a team that can't really play their full game because they don't want to. Their loss is if they concede a goal because they're about defense. So Richards Bay will defend, but they'll also attack. But their primary responsibility is that we're going to defend. So obviously, it's expected that Chiefs in this game is going to have a lot more possession, is going to be able to do more. But because Kevin Johnson doesn't learn from his mistakes, because Kevin Johnson continues, and when I say this, I wanna stress this. Kevin Johnson continues to make the same mistakes week in, week out. I was watching his interview today, and Kevin Johnson came in and said, everyone is responsible, even they must be to blame, and he has to go do something in training that's different. And I'm like, when watching Kaizer Chiefs right now, I can tell Kevin Johnson doesn't do anything different. Why do I say that? Number one, Hlanti was not meant to be our left back. We were meant to start with Frosler. That is number one. Frosler was meant to start as our left back. Sharp. That's number one. Solomon's finally, they started him ahead of Abokwinik. Solomon's had a great performance. Solomon was even marking 2 against 1 a lot of the times, and he found ways to mark these guys. So Solomon's did well there. Then my other problem was this. Modi has been bad for continuous games. Like Modi has been terrible for a lot of games. And today, Mfundo Vilakazi came in around the 70th minute and just started playing. Mfundo Vilakazi was eliminating players. Mfundo Vilakazi was making things happen. Things that Modi could not do in more than 60 minutes. Modi was struggling to take on players. He was struggling to make Chiefs play and find the run passes. And you could see Abumdu Shabalala, they were not really wanting to pass Modi that much, but they had no choice because Modi didn't know what to do with the ball. He was the weakest link. But because Kevin Johnson loves playing Modi for reasons that we will never know, it's like Chiefs has a problem. When we get coaches, we have a problem of stubborn coaches. It's like, for example, when Stuart Baxter was a coach, there was a point in Katsande's career when he was very bad, very poor. He was playing like mad. But Abo Stuart Baxter and stuff like that, even I think Okompela, would continuously play Abo Katsande and not give Abo Meiwa a chance. Like, just give Meiwa the chance. So we keep finding ourselves with coaches who do the same thing over and over and over again, which is very annoying for me because, like this game, guys, there was nothing that Richards Bay brought to the table. It was just a corner. And that's even something I'm going to stress. Each and every week Chiefs play, what is the one thing I always stress about to you, Amakhosi Network? What is the one thing I always stress? That Chiefs does not practice set pieces. I stress this week in and week out. I say Kaizer Chiefs is one of the tallest teams in the league. We have Hlanti, we have Simang, we have Dovers, good of heading. We have all these players who can challenge in the box. But the one thing we don't do is put in decent set pieces. We always make Dupree go and take the corner. Dupree can't pass the first man. It's a standard now. Dupree can't cross past the first man. And this happens week in, week out. Week in, week out, I come here stressing the same thing. Dupree cannot cross past the first man. Dupree cannot cross past the first man. Then they do it with Ngobo. Ngobo also has the same problem. They can't cross past the first man. And our defenders, our top players are in the middle of the box. So Chiefs continuously does the same thing. Instead of doing short corners, trying a different way, they keep doing the same thing and they've never scored with it. Like, if you're doing the same thing over and over again and you have never scored with it, why do you do it again? Like, this season, when did we score a set piece doing what these guys were doing? I can't even remember. And then to our strikers, I'm going to now go to the biggest problem in our team. Mdu Shabalala played a very good game. Good game, not to say it's at the level we expect from him, but compared to other games, this was a better game for him. I think he was playing today in his rightful position as an 8. He could jump into different pockets, and this is where Mdu Shabalala should actually be playing. I think a lot of you will be more satisfied with how Mdu played today than most other games when he's playing as a winger, because today he was making Chiefs work. He was just not complimented with Usitebe being with him. It's like Sitebe was not meant to be the second 8. It was rather we should have played Mdu Shabalala Nomfundo Vilakazi as the 2 8s, something like that, because Stebe had a good game. Don't get me wrong. Stebe had a good game, but at some point we needed someone to add more pace into our attack, because Stebe would slow down our attack. I don't know if it's an instruction, because I saw him and Mtetwa doing the same thing. They would slow down our attack when it's like 3 against 3. They'll slow down and allow Richards Bay to recover, and then there'll be more defenders, etc. Then it will be like, how guys, when these guys are less at the back, we need to go for them, and that's what was not happening. So that's the one thing I'll say was I didn't enjoy about Stebe's game. And the to the attackers, the point I wanted to make to the attackers, Mdu Shabalala, the one thing that Mdu Shabalala does week in, week out, which shows me that there's no coaching and there's no proper analyst at Chiefs. I don't think there's a real analyst at Chiefs, because there's no way a player can do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again, week in, week out, and you guys don't tell him, Guti, when you do this, your success rate is bad. You don't shoot on target, or it doesn't really challenge the keeper. Mdu Shabalala always shoots near post. He always shoots near post, and I don't understand why. What football has Mdu Shabalala been taught to say if you shoot near post, you are going to score? I don't understand this football that these guys are being coached. Because, guys, standard procedure, when you get the ball, you shoot far post. Especially if you're on the right, you shoot far post to the right of the keeper. Now, I don't understand why Mdu Shabalala always wants to shoot near post. And that's how he didn't score a lot of the chances he had, because he kept kicking by the keeper. The keeper chills way near post. Saile, same issue. Saile's biggest issue, I'll say, is this. Saile's biggest issue is sometimes being too predictable, but he had a better game, I won't lie, especially in the first half. Second half, I didn't really see him that much, which is why I expected them to sub him more in the second half, because he disappeared. But because our coach is Kevin Johnson, things like that don't really happen at Chiefs, so they didn't sub him. So the thing about Saile is that he was better today in that he didn't just kick and run. He would cut in a lot more and he would pass. But the problem is now with Saile is that when he gets into goal-scoring positions, he rushes, he loses his brain. I don't know what happens. He basically malfunctions. But it's the same. If there's one thing we can all agree on today, is that a lot of you today are going to blame our strikers, né? You're going to say our strikers are bad. Yes, we don't have a lethal striker. A lot of you are going to blame about Dupree, etc., etc. But one thing I want you guys to understand is this. Let me ask you guys a question. How can all our strikers be doing the exact same thing when they're shooting? let's ask that important question. It means that there's lack of coaching in our strikers. Why do I say this? Saile goes out one-on-one. He shoots a pass straight at the keeper. Mdushabala goes out one-on-one. He shoots a shot straight at the keeper. We've seen Dupree go out one-on-one and shoot shots straight at the keeper. Meaning our attackers I won't even count Modi, because Modi these days just kicks over the pole like he's a rugby player. But every week it's the same problem. Our strikers shoot straight at the keeper. They don't chip the keeper. They don't place it on the far post. These are basics of a striker. Far post, chip a keeper. Basics. They don't do that. So one thing I want to say is that it's because of coaching. Another thing, I know I highlight this every week, and I'm tired of those who are tired of hearing me say this, but our fitness coach is a very bad fitness coach, guys. We are so tired after 30 minutes of playing. Dupree is walking, Dushabalala is walking, Modi is walking, Saile is walking. They've run out of energy to do anything more. Like the way they are so tired at some point, they just give up on running. They carry their legs. It's like watching, if you guys have ever played football, when your team goes into preseason and you guys haven't trained at all. That first practice match you play, and after 30 minutes you are all finished. People want to just drink water. They're like, I coach us something, a breaks cartel. And then you have that one, obviously, who's been gymming over the holidays. But the rest of us are tired, etc. And that is what Chiefs looks like. Chiefs looks like they have just started preseason and they're playing preseason matches. That's what Chiefs looks like in terms of fitness. They don't look like a fit team. That's all I have for today, but I want to say well done to Mfundo Vilagazi. It was good seeing you, and also it was good seeing Uzwani. He was playing some good passes, but sometimes play simple, Zwani. Just play the ball and don't try complicate things. Amakhosi for life.